Okay, well, we heard a roaring crowd there for Josh. This is his debut. Joshua Goodin. He's from Bad Boys Gym. We can see Errol McDonald there in the background. A very well-schooled champion boxer as a professional. And Joshua, boy, has he got some credentials. As an amateur, he was the middleweight and the light heavyweight East Midlands Challenge Belt champion. He won the East Midlands Gold Box Cup, and he was also a championship quarter finalist. I've met this guy a few times. I've seen him box. The last fight, he stopped the guy with a stunning left hook to the body. And I think we're going to see some, let's say, not showboating, but I think we're going to see some flash moves. Got David Bassett next to me, all the way over. Can I say Kent? Is it Kent?
Yeah, I'm from Kent. Yeah, that's where I reside, where I work out of. Obviously, if anyone did need me for MC duties, I do travel.
I was just saying that Joshua Goodin, Josh Goodin even, it's his debut, but as an amateur, you can see his credentials here. He was the East Midlands Challenge Belt champion at light heavyweight and middleweight. He was the Gold Box Cup medalist at the East Midlands tournament, and he can certainly talk the talk. I've seen his last fight, he stopped the guy with a left hook to the body, and it was pretty vicious.
You can certainly see he's strong. He sits down on his shots beautifully, doesn't he? And the thing is, Arvidas is no walkover himself. You know, he's had 27 wins. I know this is his 118th fight tonight, but 27 wins on the road. The man's no pushover.
Yeah, those 27 wins, of those 27, 7 of them have been by knockout. So I think Josh getting told off there for leaning, but for me, it's a good tool. And he's bound to get the odd warning about it, but, you know, wear them out, tie their neck down, and put them in uncomfortable positions. I'm sure he's no stranger to that.
Well, that's the thing is, he's huge at the weight as well, Josh, isn't he? I know we've billed it as a super middleweight contest. Josh is 2 pound over the middleweight division, you know, and obviously he'd make middleweight comfortably on a 24-hour weigh-in. He's absolutely huge. You wonder whether he could boil down to super welter, really, and the strength in him at super welter over 10 rounds, 12 rounds would be incredible.
Well, as you can see, I don't know if you noticed it, but shuffling the shoulders, a bit of that razzmatazz. This guy is flash, and he's very confident. You know, he's a nice guy, but he is confident, he's flash, and I think we're going to see a bit of coaxing, we're going to see a bit of taunting. I think he's going to try and draw him into a fight, but I'm glad you said his name. I had no idea how to pronounce it. Is it Arvidas?
Arvidas Trisno. That's obviously my job. I need to be able to pronounce them names right. Travelling about. Obviously a lot of these names do become a little bit complicated with some of these Eastern European fighters, but
we've got Jimmy Gill in the corner there for Arvidas. He was a cutsman for Booth, one of the Booth, well, both the Booths. Jason Booth when he won his British title, so he's certainly experienced. Joshua just looking over his opponent there, doesn't look phased, doesn't look bothered, looks quite bored.
The thing is, for any lad making their debut, you know yourself, Nathan, making your debut, doesn't matter what amateur experience you had as a pro, when you make that debut, the nerves would be running wild, but he looks so cool, calm. It looks like the pro game's made for him, to be fair. He loves it in there, the longer rounds, he's enjoying himself.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some really nice footwork. We're going to see lots of pivoting from, you know, with the well-schooled amateur, Errol McDonald. You know, he's a really good trainer, and he's one for that. He'll be on him all the time about it. And these guys, you know, I think both lads want it.
To be fair, his style, he kind of, that sort of...
Well, we've got a hand raised here from Arvidas. laces have come undone. I wonder if that's tactical. He's very experienced.
Trying to buy a bit of time, maybe. The thing is Josh reminds me a little bit of Anthony Yard, you know, that sort of super confident, looks strong, looks way above his weight, you know, Yard. How he ever makes 12-7, I've got no idea. And it's that similar sort of, sits down in his shots, he's relaxing, he's enjoying himself. Look at that, look.
And he's straight in. The second that we were allowed to continue to box, he's waded straight in, on the jab, ready to get busy. He's not losing his cool, he's not desperate to land, but he is landing effective shots. He's got a nice tight guard, but it's relaxed. He's got a very tight style, but a relaxed style at the same time.
He's got that Philly shell, hasn't he?
He's coiled up.
He's using that Philly shell, you know, as long as he can use it appropriately. Obviously it's a very good defence mechanism.
They don't look even near the same weight, do they? I mean, Arvidas is lean, but no real mass. Goodin's back's about the size of two of him.
To be fair, I think Arvidas could probably make welter fairly comfortably looking at him.
Well, Arvidas, out of, you know, over 100 fights, he's only been stopped 11 times. But it doesn't look to me like Josh is trying to stop him. He's just enjoying himself. He's just going through the rounds, putting it out, throwing a few effective shots, but he's just enjoying it. Normally you see with a first time fight, a debut, you see real tension in their arms, in their face, in their eyes, and they sometimes look a little bit desperate to land, and there's a lot of pressure on for a knockout. Everyone loves a knockout. But as you said, Josh is just reserved, just very, very relaxed. Arvidas he's not letting her let through to the head. He's got a tight guard. And a nice right hand there, just caught on the way in by Arvidas. Didn't quite connect with it, Josh, but he knows now. Oh, Josh has cornered him. Moving his head, coiling up. A bit like a cobra now. You can see that. I think the bell saved him from a bit of a pasting at the end of that round, I think.
The thing is, with all the experience of Arvidas, he looks as though he's just trying to hang on now, to be fair. It doesn't look as though there's too much of a fight left in him.
Yeah, I think when you've had that many fights, you soon know whether it's an easy fight, a hard fight. You know whether there's a potential to be stopped. And I think with Arvidas, it's a defensive style now, isn't it? If you look at the corner there, David, you can see Josh is doing nothing but looking at his coach. He's listening to every word and nodding, not wasting a breath on answering anything. And his eyes are on nothing but the coach. For me, that's phenomenal. You know, even though it's his first fight, sometimes you're looking out for your mum, your parents, your fans. But he's got his eyes on the prize.
That's the thing. You know, I was talking to the referee, actually, Kev Parker, very experienced referee, and he's obviously refereed Arvidas before, and he actually said to me, this is a very, very tricky fight to take on your debut. You know, that the guy knows his way around the ring. He's fought for a WBC Youth Silver World title. As it, you know what I mean?
Try and say that when you've had a few.
So he certainly knows his way around. But Josh just looks a different level. He really does. And like I say, he really reminds me of like a smaller Anthony Yard. Look at that, the way he kind of moves in and out, that sort of dart, and his good head movement.
He doesn't look overly lean. He doesn't look like he's killed himself to make this weight. You know, I think if he wanted to, he could go down a weight a day before weigh and maybe even two. But he's strong, he's fast, and he's effective at this weight. So why not? You know, I think he's taken this fight, Arvidas, knowing full well he's had 27 wins. Well, you know, a lot of pro fighters don't have that many fights in their career. So he wants it. He wants to go to the top. His goal is get in there and go to the top. And he's starting with someone who's durable, well experienced, you know, and got some wins under the belt. Oh, a bit of a swing there. I think we saw a bit of frustration maybe from Arvidas.
But again, you know, Josh just stepped aside. Look at him, he's so calm. He's just, and you're right, he could. I think, you know, he'd easily, comfortably make super welter, 11 stone, and I think he'll be huge still at 11 stone. You know, on a 24-hour weigh-in.
That's it. I mean, I think this guy's well backed, and if he starts to get those bigger fights with the bigger purses and bigger sponsors, we might start to see a nutritionist come in and work him hydration-wise. A lovely shot there landed. Arvidas, you know, waving his hand saying no, it wasn't anything. But Josh knows it. Oh, Arvidas.
It was kind of like a hybrid shot between a screw jab and an uppercut there, and he didn't just do it once, he did it 3 times, you know. Obviously that wound Arvidas up a little bit, and he starts trying to call him in to have a fight. But I think, to be fair, I think Josh could fight as a box fighter anyway. He's quite happy sat there, isn't he, in a hole, you know, and he
nice body shot landed. Oh, and Arvidas banging his head in frustration, showing he's not hurt, but you can see he's frustrated. And that's unusual to see in someone who's had over 100 fights.
Yeah, again, another comfortable win that round for Josh. You know, that's 3 rounds to love. And he looks, the thing is as well, you know yourself, on your debut you'd be starting to gas a little bit now, breathing a little bit heavy. Look at him, he still looks calm, he looks relaxed, he's listening to the corner, he's not distracted.
He's put his gum shield back in already.
He's ready to go.
And again, Joshua in the corner, listening to only Errol's commands. I mean, Scott Kalo also in the corner there. Scott Kalo is the promoter of the show. He's put on a lot of shows here at Harvey Haddon. Echo Esserman won the English title here a few months ago and defended it against Tyrone Nurse. And these shows are growing every time they come back. They're getting bigger and bigger, and Scott is now, you know, making a real name for the boxing sport in Nottingham. And I think Joshua Gooding's certainly going to be entertaining us on those shows. Josh picking and choosing his shots now, landing at will. Oh, just got caught with a nice jab though. Doesn't faze him. Oh, a nice little right hand thrown by Arvidas, but scuffled across Josh's face, not landed cleanly. Oh, lovely left screwing uppercut there. And Josh starting to smell a bit of blood, throwing the body shots in. It's the 4th round, and this is where we're seeing that debut style. He's going to want to hurt him a little bit, prove to his fans there's a bit still left in the tank. And Arvidas got his work cut out. He's fighting Ollie Marple next week, I think. On the no, that might be the 27th of July. Again, we're seeing the Philly shell. Relaxed, got his eyes widely on the target. And Arvidas slightly stepping back now. You can see on his shorts the WBC badge, and it's a privilege and an honour to wear that. I know I certainly wouldn't mind having one on my trunks.
Well, that's the thing. Obviously, like I said earlier, he earned the right for that when he fought for the WBC Youth Silver title. So, you know, that was a few years ago now, but that just shows the experience. That was back in 2012. But he's fought for a few titles local to his part of Europe, the Baltic title, in middleweight, I believe.
Yeah, he's certainly of a calibre, and Josh, making this look straightforward. Again, he's frustrating Arvidan there. He's moving him round, pivoting him round. You know, those cheeky little styles from the amateurs coming through. Just so comfortable and relaxed. Oh, some lovely left hooks landed there as Arvidan flails to the ropes. And that's the end of that one. And you can hear the crowd, they're happy. Josh bowing to the crowd. He knows he's got this. That's very respectful, bowing to the crowd, but also bowing to the judges. And I think we can honestly say 40-36 quite easily, and a prospect in Josh.